Man, here it is, the 2025 Kawasaki Z650 RS in this beautiful ebony color. Stay with me, we're fixing to ride it. First thing we'll do is start it up. Let's get going here. I'm going to give you all the facts about this bike. Huge thank you to Plano Kawasaki, Suzuki, Aprilia, Moto Guzzi. They always want you to see these videos to see what they offer. They are the country's biggest volume dealer, one of them. But all this new stuff, they've got it in stock. We will not go that way. I don't know what happened there. Let's just nosy Nelly. I'm gonna go back there just to see real quick. Yep, I don't know. Anyways, let's take this thing out on the street and we're gonna ride it. Yep, getting the best angle here. This is mainly gonna be a ride video, and of course it's a review, but I'm gonna tell you everything about it. Let's get going here. It makes 67 horsepower, and I believe that's at 8,000 RPM. And I'll tell you what that I was thinking before I come up to ride this. These 650s are slowly but surely, boy, keep your lane there. These 650s are slowly but surely easing up into the beginner bike category. I've always thought that a 500 would be the best, but the difference between 500 cc's and 600 cc's, or 650 in this case, not like a ZX6R, but it's about 15-18 horsepower. And a lot of people have led the comment. You leave a comment and they said, hey, I don't want to buy something and have to replace it a year from now. And I totally see what they're talking about, because if you had any kind of dirt bike skills, four-wheelers, or you catch on to something pretty quick, you could probably outgrow the 500 range. But let's get back to the numbers on this. This thing is 31 inches wide from bar to bar here, and it is a 6-speed. It is 45 inches high from the ground to the top of the mirror. This is a 3.2 gallon gas tank, or 3.3, and I'll put that right number up there. I know I'm within a tenth. This thing gets about 65 miles to the gallon, so even though you have only 3 gallons, this is about a 200-mile range tank. And this is just like the Z900. Go ahead. She's wanting to go all the way across, bless her heart. But I live here in Dallas. You got to really be paying attention. So the front rotors on it are 300 millimeter, and it does have 2 of those. Of course, you've seen the gold wheels, and this is the first year for those. And this bike is a retro bike. It's pretty much got the Z650 motor in it, and I believe the Ninja 650 motor. So it's a super comfortable cruiser, retro cruiser. But your turn signals are there, and to turn them on, you'll push it this way or that way, and then to cancel it, they're not self-canceling. You'll push it in. And this thing has got plenty of boot scoot. It's got a 10,000 RPM rev limiter. It has two traction control levels, actually 3. You have 2 different ones, and then you can turn the traction control off. It has ABS as well. The seat height on this thing is 31.6 inches high. I have a 30-inch inseam. I'm about 5'8". And let me see here if I can flat foot this. If I can't, it's real close. Yep, it's got 41 millimeter forks. You can see those are non-adjustable. The calipers are twin piston calipers on both the front. The front tire on this is a 120/70/17. The back tire is a 160/60/17, and I believe it comes with Dunlop. Man, these are so fun, so comfortable. The total length on this is 80 inches. Your wheelbase is like 55.6 inches, so axle to axle, but the total length is 80 inches. And you probably can't see this because of the camera. It's probably flickering, but you've got your gear indicator, your time, your miles. This is such a fun bike. Last year, I believe it was $9,500. This year, I believe it's went down to $8,900, $8,999. And the riding position is straight up and down. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. If you really started getting used to the bike and wanted to take some corners a little bit harder, you could put a little bit better tire on it, more of a super naked tire on it, like a Bridgestone S23 or S22 or a Dunlop or a Pirelli. But man, what a super fun bike. Yeah, of course, you do have the mile per hour up here, and it goes to 150, and I believe these run on the top end 135, 140. Make sure they ain't gonna pull out in front of us. Your red line's 10,000, and it's gonna make all its horsepower by 8,000 RPM, so you really don't have to push it. It has rubber foot pegs on it. Of course, they're metal, but they got rubber on the top of them, so the vibration is almost nothing. And this bike is a twin cylinder, and you can hear that. You could always put a little slip-on on it if you wanted to jazz it up sound-wise. I'm going to get off of it real quick and let you take one more look at it from the side, other than just the thumbnail and such. I'm going to jump off and give you a look at this, and it does have an old side glass. Let me turn this off. Here we go. They do call this color ebony. It does have LEDs front, rear. Everything on this is LED, but I love those gold wheels. Love them. The back rotor is 220 millimeter. The front ones are 300 millimeter. And man, what a good looking bike. And I always say this, point this out, but the oil filter is real easy to get to down there. There's your oil sight glass to check your oil. It is a 6-speed. What a beautiful bike. Let me double check that price for y'all. 2025 Z650 RS ABS, $88.99. Leave a comment. I believe it was $500 more last year's model. But, of course, that light's on. Of course, that's really not a big deal with LED because you use about 1/10 of the power. We'll turn that blinker on. Never have to worry about those bulbs blowing out. Just a super good looking bike. Your brake levers are adjustable. You can adjust them, bring them in or out. Same with the clutch. You do have a slipper clutch in it, so if you were to go down too fast on the gears, it'll allow that clutch to slip a little bit. Let's get back on this thing, give it one final ride, and we'll talk about some more bikes coming. Put that kickstand up, put that start button on, push in on that turn signal, turn it off. Here we go. We've got a bunch of bikes coming up. I've done a ton of Aprilia stuff, the 457, Tuono, all the new 2026 Aprilias. We've got the Aprilia 1100 Tuono, just the regular version, not the factory, coming up. But man, what a, see, it wants to, and this does have ABS. The brakes are plenty sufficient to stop this bike. The weight on this is 412 pounds fueled. The curb weight unfueled is 385. Watch that truck. What a fun bike. And I could tell it was making all that horsepower at 8,000 RPM. It just kind of went flat. Of course, you could always probably flash it if you wanted some more horsepower. But man, what a fun bike. I mean, simple, basic. I call it simple, stupid. And hey, I'm going to tell you, sometimes all these electronic gadgets they're putting on bikes nowadays are a little mind-boggling. But, and I think that's why the GSX-R sells so well, is there's not a whole lot of electronics on them yet. There's word that they're redoing all those GSX-Rs, which I know there's a bunch of people praying they do, but there's also a lot of people praying they don't. Because the simplicity of it just makes it awesome. But hey, Suzuki, Moto Guzzi, Aprilia, Plano Kawasaki, Suzuki, they've got all this stuff side by sides. The Navis, the new Navis, the mules, they've got everything. Jet skis, they've got it all. Plano Kawasaki, Suzuki, just an awesome bunch of people. And you might check their website out, and all that information is below in the details of my every video. But man, thanks for riding with me. Y'all have a super holiday weekend. God bless.